right. Get this so I can actually see the chat. At least a little bit. Whoa, we got people from all over the place. Fantastic. Well, let's just jump right into this thing. It feels early for a gig here because it's 1 in the afternoon. Welcome to everybody that's joined and everybody that's jumping in there. I'll kick this off with one that often finishes the show, but it's a good one to kind of wake me up for an early show. There's a daisy chain of headlights on the road, they shimmer in the rain. And somewhere in amongst them she's alone, she's driving off again. I remember her on ferries, in galleries and bars, eating maraschino cherries in the seats of open cars. But Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. You never have to ask her how she feels, she's always so direct. I never made you promises, she says, so what did you expect? Then going through our closet, I came on her old love. It was hiding there in boxes of fading photographs. And Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. Now tell me a story with a happy ending, please. Lie if you have to, but give me some release. Oh, my uncle trims the hedges while the townspeople gossip in the street. And the local impresario is hiding while the bankers take the heat. Women tell each other about hiccups in their lives. Sometimes life is like a lover who never quite arrives. But Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. Here's the sing-along part. Sheila won't be coming home. I imagine you singing. Sheila won't be coming home. Wish I could hear you. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. Won't be too much longer. Oh, Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight. All right. Thanks to all who are singing along at home. I have finally started to get the hang of this live streaming thing, but the thing I really miss is being able to see your faces and also to hear people singing along. But hopefully it won't be too much longer before that becomes possible again. And I should mention I've recently figured out the technology to be able to do a concert on Zoom. I haven't tried it yet, but if you're interested in trying to set up a Zoom concert, then I'd at least be able to see people. Wouldn't be able to sing along because of the lag time, unfortunately, but we're gonna be getting to live concerts again soon, I hope. Thank you guys for being here. Big thank you to Andrew Cranston and Suzanne Tenier for sponsoring this concert. And even though this is going to be sort of a no-repeat show, we're going to try to do all requests from the chat, not including all the ones that I did the last time we did an all-request show, which was, I think, 3 months ago. And we put the list up so people can find it, hopefully, of all the ones that we did last time to avoid. But I welcome any other requests for my songs, and then it'll be playing Stump the Band to see if I can remember any of them. However, our hosts asked for this one, which I did do in the last request show, but I'm gonna do it for them as a thank you. Anyway, this is called Fragile Thing from the same album as Sheila Won't Be Coming Home. Step up. Jeannie cries easy, doesn't take much to set her off. But Steven seems to know how to calm her down. Like handling china or walking on eggshells most of the time. He treats her gently, she thinks she'll keep him round. She's a fragile thing, a complicated angel with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. Yeah, she's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Yeah, she's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Jeannie's not easy, though she's known some men in her time. They get too close, she always disappears. Sleight of hand, some prestidigitation, a puff of smoke, a cloud of ink whenever someone nears. She's a fragile thing, complicated angel with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. Yeah, she's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Yeah, this fragile thing will break your heart. Nothing is easy. It seems she's hardest on herself. She wears her pain and grief upon her sleeve. But Steven is not like the others, and this could be different. It's gonna take time till she knows what her heart can believe. She's a fragile thing, a complicated angel with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. Yeah, she's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Yeah, she's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. All right. Yes, I guess it is Memorial Day weekend in Canada. So when I was scheduling this concert, I was trying to avoid Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. It was actually next weekend, but didn't realize that their Memorial Day weekend comes a week before ours. So sorry about that, but happy Victoria Day Memorial Weekend to my Canadian friends. And speaking of Canadian friends, it looked like my friend Patrick requested, seeing some cool requests. It's just hard to get to them. While I've got the harmonica on, I'm going to do one more that I sometimes play harmonica on. I see great requests here. I just have to remember them all. I'm saying they're great songs, but I really appreciate that you picking some of those that I really like doing. So this one has a Canadian angle. It's about a city in Canada that I've actually never been to. So I always preface it by saying if you're from this town, apologies in advance. I didn't know what I was talking about. It was sparked by looking at a map. I was visiting my in-laws in Superior, Wisconsin, and looking at a map of the Great Lakes, and I saw this city called Thunder Bay in Ontario, and I said, what do they do up there? And my father-in-law sort of chuckled and said, well, not much. But he said it's very cold and they've got shipping there. And suddenly this whole story bloomed in my mind, and this was the result. So this is Thunder Bay, with apologies to anyone who's from there, because I've never actually been there. Let's see. Got to remember how it starts. Oh, yeah. It's another night in Scotty's pub. They've got hockey on TV. There's a player on ice, he just lost a fight. I bet he feels a lot like me. I've been frozen cold, my heart's been broke in this icy northern town. They've got no work here in the winter when the shipping gets shut down. Oh, Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay, I've got to get away from Thunder Bay. Well, I met her in New Orleans. She said I swept her off her feet. We were dancing to the NachVille's in a club on Bourbon Street. Those gypsy days, Magnolia haze, came quickly to an end. She caught a boat back up towards Canada. She might not be back again. She went to Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay. I've got to get away from Thunder Bay. I guess I couldn't stand to lose her. I said goodbye to where I'd grown. I packed my bags and headed northwards, straight off to the unknown. We got married in the springtime. I got a job there on the docks, till the day I woke to find her gone. She left a letter in the box. She said a gypsy heart was being torn apart from staying in one place. I shouldn't bother trying to find her. She left no other trace. And so I can't afford the plane fare home, but I know I ought to go. Her heart was as cold as that frozen bay, but somehow I still hope. I often dream of New Orleans and that balmy Gulf Coast breeze, but if there's still a chance that she'll come back, I know I'll never leave. Oh, Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay, you know I just can't stand Thunder Bay. Oh, Thunder Bay, I've got to get away from Thunder Bay. There you go. Thanks for the request, Patrick. I'm going to take... This is very tricky. I'm going to take my headphones off for a minute to get the harmonica off. Well, there we go. I think we're done with that. All right. Get recombobulated here. Oh, man, there are so many songs I want to get to. Let's see. I can't. It's so hard to remember exactly which ones because I can't see all the chat now. Oh, somebody wanted another small delay. And I thought that would be a good one to do. I haven't done that in a little while. So this is a song from the Spinoza's Dream album. And is the sound okay out there? Haven't had any complaints that I could see, so I'm going to assume we've got it right. Big thanks to my wonderful team of friends who helped me sound check yesterday. He drops her at the airport. Another quick goodbye. She turns so he won't see the tears that glisten in her eye. Finds the exit, merges into traffic with a sigh. Just another small delay. Just another small delay. She's at the gate, her flight is late. She's made it through the queue. In her mind she sees his face as she puts on her shoes. She wonders how she's gonna lose those traveling blues. Just another small delay. Just another small delay. And the man from immigration said their pace is pretty clear, but they've waited for that letter for a slowly passing year. And the lawyer says it's better if they just don't interfere. Just another small delay. Just another small delay. Sorry, spaced out on the last verse, but I'll get it next time. This is what a year of not touring will do. Is it's hard to keep everything fresh in your mind, but I will promise next time I do it, I'll get the last verse right. Okay. Good to know everything is sounding okay out there. Let me get a couple more requests in. Saw one. For Time of War. I think it was Sally. Pack a bundle and we'll leave tonight. Oh my darling, this is not our fight. When the battle is raging, there'll be no place to stand to the side. If we don't reach the border by dawn, there'll be nowhere to hide. How can love survive in a time of war? Life is solitary, short, nasty, brutish, and poor. The heart grows weary and battle sore. How can love survive in a time of war? In this camp there is no privacy. hardly human, only refugees. This tent is so crowded, we're like animals trapped in a pen. And I don't think we'll see our friends or our families again. How can love survive in a time of war? Life is solitary, short, nasty, brutish, and poor. The heart grows weary and battle sore. How can love survive in a time of war? Under the blanket, feel the curve of your thigh. In the darkness, hear a baby cry. Moonlight casts its shadows on the bodies all around, like the aftermath of a battle, lying sleeping on the ground. A tiny plot of land to call our own, somewhere safe where we can build a home. Here the line between life and death is as sharp as a knife. Is it too much to ask for a chance to make a new life? How can love survive in a time of war? Life is solitary, short, nasty, brutish, and poor. Our heart grows weary and battle sore. How can love survive in a time of war? In a time of war. In a time of war. Yeah. All right. Thanks for the request. Any of you philosophers out there might note a little slight misquote of Hobbes. I had to change a few words to make the rhyme work. All right. Let me think for a second. Maybe I'll get to this one next. Oh, the rain came. Oh, that could be fun. Haven't done that in a long time. Yeah, why not? Why not? So this is one that I didn't write, but I did record it. I'm just trying to think about how I want to do it because I use several different tunings. Probably the least disruptive way will be this way, the old cut capo. Here we go. So this is a song by Adam Duritz of the Counting Crows. When I think of heaven, I think of a black-winged bird. I think of flying. Lay me down in a field of pins and feathers, and all other instruments, sex and hope and God in the belly of a black-winged bird. But don't try to feed me, 'cause I've been here before and I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been crying and I've been thinking, oh, and I am a rain king. I said, mama, 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 why am I so alone? Can't go outside, I'm scared I might not make it home. But I'm alive, I'm alive. Still I'm sinking in. Oh, if there's anyone home at your place, darling, why don't you invite me in? But don't try to bleed me, 'cause I've been there before and I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. flying, oh, and I've been sinking, oh, and I am the Rain King. Me, I only want the same as anyone. Henderson is waiting for the sun, and it seems night endlessly begins and ends. After all the dreaming, I come home again. Now when I think of heaven, deliver me in a black-winged bird, I think of dying, lay me down in a field of flaming heather, render up my body into the burning part of God in the belly of a black-winged bird. But don't try to bleed me, 'cause I've been here before, and I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been dying, yes, and I've been drinking, oh, and I am the Rain King. Yes, and I am the Rain King. Oh, and I am the Rain King. Yeah. Yeah, I love that song. Wish I'd written it. I didn't, but I did record it. That was a song from the Step Up album, which was produced by my friend Ronan Chris Murphy. And when we first started talking about recording songs, he was kind of getting to know my music and asked about some of my influences and some of the artists that I liked. And I mentioned that I was a fan of Counting Crows, and I think I played him a little bit of Rain King. And he said, I love Counting Crows too. Do that. And then he said, yeah, maybe we should actually record a version of that, which we did. And I'm glad we did. I've seen a lot of stuff in the chat about Temptation, so I'll see if I can remember that. Yeah, Dan, I know I like Temptation too. Unfortunately, I like Temptation a little too much, but had to put it in a song. So this is a little swing, sort of Django style swing jazz Aristotelian song from Spinoza's Dream, and let's see if I can remember all the words. Lay on the table glistening, so tempting, inviting, and warm. My heart starts to water with longing. You're elegant, perfectly formed, with white chocolate frosting and dark chocolate kiss. Though you're 500 calories, I can't resist. I know that it's bad, but it looks so good, and it's not always easy to do what we know that we should. The bartender offers a refill. I've already had 3 or 4, but nobody would be the wiser if I just had 1 or 2 more. And it sure sounds like fun and would feel so nice, but I know that tomorrow I'll pay such a price. I know that it's bad, but it tastes so good, and it's not always easy to do what we know that we should. And there's many a slip twixt the cup and the lip, and there's many the mighty have fallen. And it's hard to predict if you'll crumble or stand when the lure of seduction comes calling. The Greeks used to call it akrasia, the weakness of the will. They too struggled with their temptations, and it seems like we're struggling still. When we toss and we turn through the long sleepless night, like a battle inside, trying to do what is right. I know that it's bad, but it feels so good. And it's not always easy to do what we know that it's not always easy to do what we know that we should. Temptation. All right. Thank you so much. Whew, it's just these are just flying by. So Flying a Sign, a couple of those, just try and get that in. The Painter, yes, definitely try and do that. Never Enough. Oh man, okay. Before I forget though, I did promise this one, and I want to make sure I do it so that I don't forget and run out of time. One of the things that I think I've mentioned before that's really kept my family going during this whole pandemic, since I couldn't tour, has been the studio, and I've been doing so much work, producing songs for other people, playing session parts for other people, sometimes writing custom songs for people. But really the studio work has been a real blessing during this time. And, I can work in my studio alone. In fact, nobody else really has been in my studio for the past year plus. So one of the many people who recorded with me during this last year is my friend Andrew Cranston, who's one of our sponsors. And I didn't even know he was a songwriter when I'd met him, but he had written some songs, some of them, I guess, quite a while ago, and he sent them to me and said that he wasn't really confident in singing them himself, but he wanted me to sing them instead. So I think we've got 3 songs that we've recorded together, and 2 of them were older songs that he'd written a long time ago, and we did some rewriting on, and then I produced and recorded them. And they're available on Spotify, which is cool. This third one, actually, that was written during this last year. And it might be my favorite of the 3, although, I don't know. I like them all. So I don't really have to tell you what it's about. It's called Lockdown Lullaby. I'm gonna have some water. And the version on the recording is, I think, much better than what I can do live, but you'll have to see that on Spotify. The lights went off in office blocks, shops were shuttered down. Empty roads and empty skies, the world had run aground. The days went by, the numbers climbed, nothing we could do. And in the darkness of that spring, the only light was you. You were my lockdown lullaby as I lay awake, trying to find the answers to it all. You were my lockdown lullaby as I fell asleep, thinking about the love inside our walls. As life slowed down, we had a chance, a blessing in disguise, to think about the way we live, to look through different eyes. Side by side, through days and nights, we found our own way through. We must have walked 1,000 miles on trails we never knew. You were my lockdown lullaby as I lay awake, trying to find the answer answers to it all. You were my lockdown lullaby as I fell asleep, thinking about the love inside these walls. Summer came, the town woke up, took me by surprise. So many people on the streets, the world had come to life. You were my lockdown lullaby as I lay awake, trying to find the answers to it all. You were my lockdown lullaby as I fell asleep, thinking about the love inside these walls. All right. Song by Andrew Cranston. Thank you so much. Okay, back to the requests. Seems like after that we should do something upbeat. Nobody's requesting any piano songs this time around. Not too much. I'm trying to think about what I saw in the chat earlier. Oh, Lucky! Yes. Haven't done this one in a while. Yeah, let's do it. So this is for Sheila, who's actually also in the Toronto area. So we've got some good Canadian representation on this. So I know it's Sunday, not Thursday, but we'll pretend like it's Thursday night. As most of you know, I live in a college town here, Davis, California. Now, of course, this was written a long time ago, and things were a lot different than they've been this last year. But, last night, things are starting to change, because last night I listened out my windows, and there was a party going on somewhere down the street. So I think we're starting to get back into something like it was. Don't know if that's good or bad, but this is about living in a college town when you're no longer a college student. It's called Lucky. Thursday night in this college town, spring is in the air. It's 10 o'clock as I walk the dog, and there's parties everywhere. Back home, Diana's putting the twins to bed. It's been another long, hard day. I'll be lucky to get a kiss goodnight before the Sandman gets his way. 'Cause it's Thursday night, I'm feeling lonely as can be. Yeah, it's Thursday night, seems like everybody's getting lucky, except for me. So easy to romanticize those distant days gone by. A carefree bacchanalia remembered with a sigh. But now the girls walk by and laugh in groups, and I'm thinking they must get cold in those skimpy clothes they wear these days. Then I realize I'm not so old, 'cause it's Thursday night, I'm feeling lonely as can be. Yes, Thursday night, seems like everybody's getting lucky, except for me. I know I'm lucky to have my house, some friends that I can call. I should be counting my blessings, but I don't feel lucky at all. I just know if I went to those bars downtown the way I used to do, I'd see brand new couples hooking up, heading homewards 2 by 2. I give old Duke a treat as we come inside, and then, much to my surprise, Diane greets me with a playful wink and a pair of bedroom eyes. 'Cause it's a Thursday night, I'm feeling lucky as can be. Yes, Thursday night, seems like everybody's getting lucky. So maybe even me. Yeah, maybe even me. Maybe even me. All right. Thanks for that request. I will now do a couple piano songs, I think. Yeah. All right. Let me mute this. There we go. So, brief commercial announcement while I'm getting the mic adjusted. These t-shirts you see, well, actually not this one. This was a Kickstarter one, but the purple version of this shirt is available through my website. Maybe also through Bandcamp. We just set up a Bandcamp account. Thank you, Jared and Will, for your help with that. Also, we have these lovely ceramic mugs, these cerulean sky mugs. It says, I dreamed I was flying through a cerulean sky. These are made by my wife, Jennifer, who's in the chat there, in the house. We also have vinyl, for all you vinyl collectors, vinyl versions of Cerulean Sky. And I learned that a British label has just recently released a vinyl version of Uncorked, too, which is kind of cool. So now I've got two things that are on vinyl. So somebody asked for Civilization and its Discontents, I think. I saw that somewhere. So let's do that, because that's a nice little up-tempo kind of number. Yeah, you can request a Cactus Juice. You can... I step forward, I step back, but it's still hanging over my head. That little cloud of sadness seems to follow me everywhere. I tell myself I'm such a lucky fella. I try to hide under my umbrella, but like a stray that won't go away, I find it's waiting there. I'm not 16 anymore, not quite. All that existential angst, I've been through it all before. I've got a lovely house and a wonderful wife. As Jimmy Stewart said, it's a wonderful life. I think of all the nice things that people have said, but there's still that little ball, the nameless dread. Like an emotional piece of gum that keeps on sticking to the bottom of my shoe. Now if it's true all men are mortal, and it's true that I'm a man, then with syllogistic reasoning, it's true that we can deduce that sometime in the future I no longer will exist. So maybe I'm just worried that I really won't be missed. Wake up in the morning, it's a beautiful day, but can I go outside and just play? No, I've got those Civilization and its little Discontent Blues. How about you? I've got those Civilization and its little Discontent Blues. You're welcome, Ed. Oh, man. Okay. So, yes, I love doing live house concerts, and I can't wait to get back to doing them. So if anybody's interested in hosting one or putting one together, you don't have to have a big house. Maybe you've got a neighbor or a friend who does, or a church hall or a school or somewhere where we could do it. Just send me an email at dave@davenach.com, and we'll set it up. We'll make it happen later this year or maybe next year. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. We'll find a way to make it work. So there was another. I saw Patricia, who's all the way out in Cape Town, South Africa. Seems like the least I can do is play her request, and she's been at so many of these. Let me do Dry River Valley. Toronto loves Dave. I love Toronto too. I can't wait to get back up there. Lou, sending you my regards, and all your family too, of course. Dan, so let's do Dry River Valley. See if I can pull that rough and peeling, absorbing the heat. The Texaco sign still creaks like it has done for years, but it's drowned by the sound of the insect's hum that still rings in your ears. Oh, welcome to Dry River Valley, population 1. The snakes and the lizards lie out on their rocks in the noonday sun. Oh, it's the place you'll go to when there's nowhere left to run. Dry River Valley, population 1. She sits on the porch beside you, you sip lemonade, and talking of friends from your childhood and plans you had made for a house in the country with horses and flowers and fields. You turn around, you see she's gone, and you know she wasn't real. Oh, welcome to Dry River Valley, population 1. The snakes and the lizards lie out on their rocks in the noonday sun. Oh, it's the place you'll go to when there's nowhere left to run. Dry River Valley, population 1. The sun's sinking slowly out west behind purple clouds. The moon's hanging over the desert, and the stars are coming out. You walk back inside and yawn, and you poke at the fire, and you pull your cloak close around your throat while the flames climb higher. Welcome to Dry River Valley, population 1. The snakes and the lizards lie out on the rocks in the noonday sun. Oh, it's the place you'll go to when there's nowhere left to run. Dry River Valley, population 1. Population 1. Population 1. All right. Yeah, kind of a good song for this year of the pandemic, where a lot of us have been pretty isolated and sometimes living in our own little ghost towns of one person. As I said before, hopefully that's all going to change soon. Let's see, anything else on piano before I leave the piano behind here? No, we're good for now. Okay, let me get back to guitar because I've got a few other requests that I know I definitely need to get to. Let's see. All right, well, this one was a double request from both one of our hosts, Suzanne, and also my friends Corey, Jan, and Joel, who have an anniversary coming up tomorrow. So, send this out to you guys. This is, oh yeah, Candy Shower. This is a song that I wrote for my wife, Jen, who made that lovely ceramic mug. That's that back there behind me. It actually was a birthday song, not an anniversary song, but it could work for for either of those. And there's a lovely video that my friend Ben Johnston shot, which you can see on YouTube when you're finished watching the concert. As well as that, I should say, when you're finished watching the concert, there's going to be a world premiere, a new Nachmanoff Brothers video shot with my two brothers and one of my nieces, who I congratulate on just being about to graduate from college. Well done, Clara. And I won't tell you what the song is, but it's not one that I wrote, but it's a very, very fun song by a band from Canada that I love very much. So you'll have to go and see it for yourselves when this is over. So this is a song that's written for Jen, and it's called Autumn. The leaves are turning from green to brown. When the wind picks up, they'll come tumbling down. Put the quilts upon the bed as the winter's drawing near, and we turn into the autumn of the year. The kids are growing, and it won't be too long as the birds will leave the nest. They may soon be gone, but I'll put my arms around you, and you know you needn't fear, as we turn into the autumn of our years. When we met, you were apple-cheeked, and I was oh so green. Now we shared half a lifetime, the good times and the lean. Like a fruit that's gently ripened, you're the one I hold so dear, as we turn into the autumn of our years. As we turn into the autumn of our years. Time's traces on your face, now my beard has gone to gray. Memories together, no one can take away. Like the young girl that I married, your eyes still shine so clear, as we turn into the autumn of our years. When we met, you were apple-cheeked, and I was oh so green. Now we shared half a lifetime, the good times and the lean. Like a fruit that's gently ripened, you're the one I hold so dear, as we turn into the autumn of our years. Not the winter, just the autumn of our years. As we turn into the autumn of our years. Thanks. Okay, so I've got to go back and try and remember some of the other requests that have come in. I know somebody wanted the Painter. At least a few people actually asked about the Painter. So why don't I do that? Is that the right key? Yeah. Oh, Butchie the Cat. Wow. That's tempting. That was a song written in a songwriting workshop with fourth graders something like 20 years ago. So all the kids who helped write that song are all grown up now. Might have been more than 20 years ago. Wow. And it was such a hit that I sang it at schools for years after that. Butchie the Cat. Well, we'll see. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that quote, Jen. So this is The Painter from the Spinoza's Dream album. And I want to send this out to Jacob, who requested it, and to his grandmother, Betsy Barnum. His world had grown confusing. His vision had gone dim. He was starting to forget the very things that made him him. In the shadow of the bridge span, he is not quite what he seems. Now the colors, shapes, and lines are sharp and vivid in his dreams. John says he's a painter, once famous for his art. John says he's a painter, now he's only painting deep within his heart. Well, they loved his work in Europe, from Amsterdam to Rome. For a time he settled down, he had a family and a home. But fortune can be fickle, he was left without a dime. And now the shadow of the man is growing fainter over time. John says he's a painter, once famous for his art. John says he's a painter, now he's only painting deep within his heart. And the camera seems to capture the soul that lies within. There was a time his brush could capture images of almost anything. John says he's a painter, once famous for his art. John says he's a painter, now he's only painting deep within his heart. Deep within his heart. Within his heart. Thanks so much. Oh, Anne's here. Great to see you, Anne. Anne is actually the one who met John the painter and took the picture of him, so that song wouldn't have existed without her. It's interesting. A lot of people do think the song is related to Alzheimer's, and who knows? Maybe John did have some Alzheimer's. I wasn't the one who actually met him, so I'm not sure. But that brings me to mentioning that this show is a fundraiser for a group called Us Against Alzheimer's that's been doing great work, helping to raise awareness about Alzheimer's, to lobby for more research for Alzheimer's disease, and giving some resources to the families of people that have Alzheimer's. And my mother passed away this last year after a long struggle with Alzheimer's, which was very hard. My father-in-law, John, passed away a few years before, also after dealing with dementia at the end of his life. And it is something that really touches almost everybody. And this organization is really cool, and they do some great work. They actually have some things set up where you can test your own cognitive health, useful for those of us that are getting into that age range that we have to worry about these things. So check out their website, usagainstalzheimers.org, and anything that is donated today, 18% of that will go to Us Against Alzheimer's. So thank you for all who've donated and anyone that's thinking of chipping in. I think I need to do something a lot more up-tempo after the painter. And somebody asked for... a lot of people asked me about flying a sign. That's not up-tempo, though. I think Susan was asking about All Good, which I didn't play at the last request show, so checking my list to be sure. So I'll give it a try. So this one is another. We're doing a lot from Spinoza's Dream today, which is fine. You can also get Spinoza's Dream on Bandcamp now. This one actually started out, because Spinoza's Dream is kind of a concept album where every track relates to a different philosopher. This one actually started out with me thinking about the philosopher Leibniz and his claim that we live in the best of all possible worlds, and a sort of modern version of that phrase is, it's all good, and wound up writing the song, which actually came out as more of an autobiographical piece than it was intended to be, but that's okay. Young man living on his own in New York City, chasing down the shadow of a dream. One day finds out that the business has no pity. Wasn't what he seemed, though he destroyed me for a while. Looking back now, I just smile, 'cause it's good. It's all good. Seeking refuge in those hallowed ivory towers, realized my terrible mistake. Years spent wrestling the academic powers. In the end, I only narrowly escaped, though it was true to recall. It pains me to recall. Well, it's good. It's all good. All the troubles that I faced helped to bring me to this place where it's good. It's all good. I don't need a financial advisor to know I'll never be a millionaire. Years pass. Is there any hope I'm getting wiser? Streaks of silver running through my hair, but looking back on where I've been, I wouldn't trade this life I'm in, 'cause it's good. It's all good. It's good. It's all good. Everything's exactly as it needs to be, but sometimes we can't see from where we stand. All is good. It's all good. All is good. It's all good. Just about made it through that. Yes, more sheep, less snails. Okay, so let's see. I had a request from Andrew and Suzanne for this next one, even though it was in the last. It was part of the last request show, and I haven't forgotten about Without a Compass or a Map either. Cindy, don't worry. How are you guys holding up? I like to say the first rule of show business is always leave them wanting more. I will say that I am starting to think about touring again if you've logged in late and didn't hear. So if anybody's interested in putting together a show, send me an email and we can talk and figure out a timeline that makes sense. and hopefully I can come to where you are and play for you live. In the meantime, too, I've learned how to do Zoom, to do good audio on Zoom, and I think we could do a private Zoom concert if you're not ready to do something in person too. So send me an email if you're interested in that. Here we go. So this was a request from a few different people. Glenn says, don't know how I can remember all these songs. Well, sometimes I don't quite. I kind of fumbled the chords on that last one, but most of it comes back. And once I get back out playing again, I'll be sharp and I'll remember them all again, I hope. This one I hope I'll remember since I've played it a lot over this last year. For good reason. I am incredibly thankful that so far my family's been healthy and we've made it through this very tough year plus, and I know that hasn't been true for everybody. And so for all of you that are here today, I'm super grateful that you've joined me, and thank you for sticking with me through this year and a half. And a little song of gratitude. I'm grateful for the sun that warms this valley, for the flowing of the water and the wind. I'm grateful for the cool of summer evenings, and every time the morning comes again. But sometimes I forget, so for now I'd like to say I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for my family that surrounds me, for the joy of all the time we have to spend. I'm grateful for my teachers and their wisdom, and my ever-growing company of friends. But sometimes I forget, so for now I'd like to say I'm grateful for this day. And I know there will be struggles yet to come, but still I have to smile. And I know our time is short, but I'm glad to be part of the dance for a while. I'm grateful for this gift of sharing music, for the fragrance and the sweetness of the wine. I'm grateful for the bounty at our table, and the sparkle of my lover's eyes that shine. But sometimes I forget, so for now I'd like to say I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this day. Thanks so much to all you guys for being here. If you're new and have never seen me before, maybe friends of Andrew and Suzanne's, or people that knew Us Against Alzheimer's but had never heard of me but were willing to come and check it out. Thank you so much for being here and listening to some music you've probably never heard. You can hear it again, though, if you jump on my mailing list, my email list, which is simply just go to davenach.com or nachville.com, and you can see a place to sign up. Thank you guys so much. I'll play Cindy's request to wrap up here. A little song about kind of losing one's way. I think I got everything in there that I meant to do. Oh, forgot to mention guitar string jewelry. If you like this necklace I'm wearing, this is made from an actual string on one of my guitars. Wonderful jeweler in North Carolina has been making earrings and necklaces and bracelets. And you can find all those on I think you, maybe not Bandcamp, you can find them on the website. We don't have anything scheduled for June yet, but I'm hoping to do some sort of live stream in June and almost certainly in July. In fact, my plan in July is to do a benefit for NAMI YOLO, but I'll tell you more about that as we get closer to it. So thanks to everybody who donated, thanks to everybody for listening, and we're going to finish up with a song from the first album, Candy Shower. This is called Without a Compass or a Map. Feel like that falcon flying fast above the field, so swift and low, but I can't calculate the miles that have rolled beneath these wheels. Where did they go? Oh, but I'll walk through the valley of Shiloh, and I'll crawl through the desert of the damned, and I don't know where this pathway might take me, or how I got to where I am. I'm gonna find my way back, find my way back to me. I'm gonna find my way back, man I used to be. Without a compass or a map, I'm gonna find my way back to me. Now I'm peeling off this makeup and the masks I used to wear so many years, but I'm afraid to take that final mask away. See who's under there. What do I fear? Oh, but I'll open wide my windows and try to leave my door unlatched, to let the nightmare monsters in and free myself at last. I'm gonna find my way back, find my way back to me. I'm gonna find my way back to the man I used to be. Without a compass or a map, I'm gonna find my way back to me. And like a prophet in the wilderness, sometimes my words fall on deaf ears, but sometimes a voice at the end of the phone line can warm my soul to go back to believing in fairy tales, or even a part of the dream, to go back to a time when my spirit was present, a time when my spirit was whole. I'm gonna find my way back, find my way back to me. I'm gonna find my way back, the man I used to be. Without a compass or a map, without a compass or a map, without a compass or a map, I'm gonna find my way back to me. Woo! All right. Thank you all so much. Thanks to everyone who helped put this together, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future, hopefully before too long, somewhere in person. Thanks again. Bye.